So, have you heard of the latest amazing news? There is a new medicine against COVID 19, and there is even a name for that. It's called the HADJE vaccine. And many people already have it. And guess what? It's even free. I know. Obviously, I am joking with you, but that's not a very funny joke. Summer is here, and we are just HADJed. Enough. We are HADJed of the quarantine. We are HADJed of having our kids home. We are HADJed of not having a normal social life. We are HADJed of not being able to be doing our shopping normally. We are HADJed to not be able to visit our parents and grandparents. We are HADJed to not be able to go to our shuls and pray the way that we feel comfortable. We are HADJed to have to wear a mask in this heat. We are HADJed. So you know what? This HADJed feeling created a new reality that COVID-19 is not a crisis anymore. It's all good. It's been cured. And this reminds me of an episode, a very sad episode in this week's Parashat Beha'alotecha. The pasuk says, "Vayhi ha'am kemit'onenim ra be'oznei Hashem." People started to complain. They complained about what? The delicious man that they were given in the midbar. And they said, "We can't take it anymore. Enough. HADJE with the man. We want to have the cucumbers and the avatar, and we want normal steaks like everybody else has. We are HADJed." And that's exactly what's happening. But I have to tell you, I'm not a doctor, and I don't pretend to be one. But the facts are that COVID-19 is still here. And even if you feel that you may, Be'ezrat Hashem, not have this disease, you may very likely, if not being careful, to has v'shalom, contaminate and kill someone who is older, who is at risk. And until we have a real vaccine, COVID-19 will still be here. That's the reality. And I have to tell you that this again reminds me of the Parashat, because you know that, I know that there is no vaccine, that there is no real solution. So why do you let yourself think or dream that it's over? So I'll tell you why. Because everybody else is doing it. Just like in the pasuk, "Vayhi ha'am kemit'onenim." The Torah wrote the word am, amcha. The people who are just following like a herd. They don't have an opinion. They don't think for themselves. And that's exactly what's happening today. We legitimate the HADJE medicine by saying that everybody is doing it. There is no more social distancing. And I'm not just referring to the riots and the protests promoted by our dear mayor. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about the shuls. I'm talking about some schools that are reopening. I'm talking about the fact that we just lose the mask. We just want to hug each other. We just want to spend time together. The social distancing is not anymore as important, as severe, as strict as it used to be. But we do the same thing. So what is the solution for that? How do we make sure that we don't let the HADJE and the herds affect our brain and our common sense? So I'll tell you, I think the answer is once again in this week's Parashat Beha'alotecha, but this time in the very beginning. Do you remember when HaKadosh Baruch Hu reassured Aharon HaKohen, who was sad and almost depressed for the fact that he was not taking part in the inauguration of the Mishkan, while he saw and watched all the Nesi'im, each tribe leader having a party for a full day, for the 12 first days of Chodesh Nisan, to inaugurate the Mishkan. And they brought sacrifices, and they brought gifts, and they celebrated with everybody else, except for the Shevet Levi, for the tribe of Levi. So Aharon was depressed, and God came to him and said, "Don't worry, Aharon. Shelcha gedola mishelahem. Yours is greater than theirs." Why? She'ata metiv umadlik et hanerot. Because you take care of the menorah. Okay. And he adds one more thing. According to Rashi, according to the Midrash, there is Ledorot. The menorah is going to be forever, for generations. And we can ask many questions. How the lighting of the menorah was greater than the gift from the Nesi'im? How is it that it has to do with the Dorot generations? We do not have the Bet HaMikdash today. We do not light the menorah. So what is hidden in these comforts, consolation that Hashem gave to Aharon HaKohen? And I think that the answer to that is to remember the attitudes, the way that we perform the mitzvah of Hadlakat Nerot Menorah. There is a very big difference between the way that the Nesi'im celebrated the Mishkan and Aharon celebrated his first mitzvah. Aharon did it in a way that it was discreet. Nobody could see it. He was inside the Hechal. He was inside the Ohel Moed. He did it personally, ner by ner, candle by candle, giving attention to each and every one of them. The Nesi'im, on the other hand, it was a public show. It was a party. And it was the same. Everyone brought the same exact type of offering. Yes, it was special. Yes, it was his day, but it was not personal. There was no personal care in that. And this, my friends, is exactly why the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat compares the lighting of the candles for both Hanukkah and Shabbat to the zechut of having success in the chinuch of our children. In the way that a person cares about the mitzvah of Hadlakat Nerot, says the Gemara, he will be zocheh. The parents, both the father and the mother, will be zocheh to have beautiful children, Talmidei Chachamim. This is what the Gemara says. You know why? Because when we take care of our children, we make sure that it gets personal. We make sure that we pay attention to each and every one of them, just like Aharon HaKohen did it with the Nerot Hanukkah. It wasn't for the show. It wasn't just out there for people to see it. It was personal. It was attentive. It was careful. And this is why the ABC of Chinuch, the ABC of education of our children is Hanoch Lana'ar al Pi Darko. To educate our children in a way that we make sure that they are special, that they matter the way they are. Don't be a follower. Don't be just after the herd and do whatever everybody else is doing because you have no self-esteem, because you have no personality. You are very special. This is why we compare the metiv umedlik et hanerot to the chinuch. And this is why HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, yours is forever. Your mitzvah is ledorot. Not in the sense that it's only in the Bet HaMikdash. In the sense that you are holding the key of the future of Am Yisrael. You are holding in your hands the insurance that the Jewish people will always be successful. You know why? Because we are the people who don't concede. We are the people who don't follow. We are the people who think with our heads. We are the people who dare to say the opposite. And today I ask you to dare to feel and to hold the opposites, to be rational and not to just follow the herd. Because we have always succeeded. We have always been here because we follow our Torah. Even if it's different, even if it doesn't match the culture, the time, and the place that we live in. We are following our rabbis and we are following our conscience, our brain. And on this, I wish you all an amazing Shabbat of safety and peace. Shabbat Shalom U'Barach.